Hello. How are we getting on, folks? So, just out for a bit of a stroll, just off of Monday. Christ, we've our weekly coaching call on a Monday at 12. So rather than sitting at home on the laptop, fucking about, I said I'd put it on the headphones on the app, go out for a walk here in the Curragh. Weather's pretty nice, hence why my top's off. And also it ticks the secondary goal of getting I trained this morning, lifted this morning, but I've missed my daily step goal that I set about 30 days ago, pretty much every day. And it was something really fucking stupid and simple. How I missed the goal was I took my wristband off one day, didn't put it back on, and then when the clocks went forward, I didn't resync it. So what had happened was the timing and the counter on the wristband were off, and then it was giving me like mad readings on the fucking, there's a brown sheep, look, brown sheep. It was giving me mad fucking readings on my steps and that. And also, ultimately, I had no real leverage with the goals. I just didn't give enough of a fuck. So got out there as well today. Also, my hamstrings at me. Fucking picked up a bit of a niggle yesterday, so I just want to see kind of how it's feeling. Big game at the weekend. Want to get to it. Guys, I can see comments are coming in here about the glass, and I can't see a fucking thing, I'm not going to lie. So I basically parked up at Donnelly's Hollow. Everyone knows where that spot is over here in Kildare. I'm about 70 minutes into the walk, about 7,500 steps. My goal is 10 for the day. And that's just, I've done 4 already before I started the walk, so I'm already ahead of my goal for the day. But it's just a case of like, last while, I've kind of been drifting on a lot of my goals and a lot of my commitments. And then there's always like and that happens to all of us. It's not fucking uniquely reserved for me. Every single one of us will go through it when our mental state starts to shift and we start making decisions based on the wrong emotion and the wrong end result. We start to kind of drift off of track with it. But it occurred to me how easy it was that just to just get starting. My goal for today was very simple. Did my lift, then I was coming home. I was going to head straight home and catch up with the family before some of the gang head back home. And I said, you know what, I've got a bit more time here. Just go, get on the call. I prefer not being on my laptop when I'm taking the conference call or the coaching call, because it allows me to focus on it. Because like most of us, if I'm looking at the computer, I'll either start opening multiple tabs, start doing different shit, because I'm multitasking, which is the biggest lot of cock ever. No one should multitask. Give all your attention to what you're fucking doing and then move on, alright? And then I said, right, I just want to go out and walk. I wanted to use today as a day for me to reset my state mentally, reset my goals for the outcome. I have about 50 days left, give or take, until I head over to South Shields to participate in Unleashed, which will be an almighty full slap in the face and kick in the arse that I've been working towards, to participate in for a long time. So I'll be off the grid for about a week, properly off the grid, as opposed to off the grid in the last while, where my organisation and my scheduling, which are two of my stronger suits, well, just two of anyone's stronger suits really, where I've just let it slide. I just had a couple of other goals, put all my focus into them, became real kind of narrow in my focus and in my efforts, and then just let the ball slip, let the ball drop. Don't get me wrong, my training's going well. I'm still training like 4 days a week. I'm active 7 days a week. I'm at the lowest I've been weight-wise in a while. I'm just over 78 kilos, so I'm down 3 kilos in about 30 odd days, so about half a stone, which is ideal. Well, not necessarily ideal. I'm not. My goal is to get in better shape, physically, mentally, emotionally. But I'm not attaching that to a particular number. It's how it look and how I perform on the pitch, in the gym, but also on like a day-to-day basis. Now, one of the things on the coaching call, so we have a system called F5, which I've then modified and tweaked for our own gang, which we're going to start rolling out this week, because I said I would do it ages ago and I haven't fucking done it because I'm messing around with it too much, because I need it to be perfect as opposed to being progressive. And if you follow the page for any period of time, you'll know progression is what we're looking for as opposed to perfection. So that was it, roll it out. So we basically call it the game of 21. Hit 3 points a day, 7 days a week. You hit your 21 points. If you're hitting close to 21 every week, you're making radical changes across all areas of your life. Paul's version is F5. So there's 5 areas in my day, in my life: fitness, fun, family, focus, finance. I get a point a day for working on the 2 different elements that I've committed to in those, and then you progress on. Super simple system, completely revolutionized everything that's been going on, but there's still plenty of more work to be done. And that's, I suppose, the thing is that, I came across an old picture from the first ever drawing of the gym that I did 4 years ago, and I was like, fuck, we've come so far. And then I was reminded beautifully by life that there's still so much more to do. And with the continued growth that keeps going, it keeps changing. So like my physique, I'm in a better shape now than I was 30 days ago. There's still plenty to go. I'm not looking like I'm fucking 8 months pregnant anymore. The beard has come on. And actually even funny stuff like the beard and the hair. Myself and Marco were talking about in the gym today. I've been growing it since the end of September. So that's like September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and all of May. It's like 9 months. And I've had a baby in that stage of time. Now I've got the beard trimmed like 3 times, so that's not like the most I've grown it. But again, the hair is pretty much at peak hair length, okay? It's catching on, isn't it? But look at that there. That's a 9-month commitment to something very simple. So these things, the things are even kind of the commitments I have inside of Unstoppable, they're year long, and when I get to the end of that, it'll transform and evolve again. And well, how do you do it? Well, I just strip it down to 1 day at a time. That's how I started. That's why I started doing this walk today, was because I know that when we go into Unleashed in the middle of July, that it's a fairly physically intense stuff. I've seen what the other lads have been doing. There's sparring, there's grappling on the beach, all stuff that I'm fucking useless at. And I'm sure there's a queue of people that would happily help me get conditioned for sparring by giving me a couple of slaps. But part of me wants to go in unprepared so that it causes me to dig deep mentally. Now there is one part, and there's an awful lot of stair running, and that's why I'm just even walking. I was going to walk some of the bigger hills in the Curragh here, but the army have them blocked off, so I just went for like a long steady walk. Again, it'll be about 90 minutes. I'm going to do a couple of hills just towards coming back to the car. But to come right back around to what we actually started getting on about, where it's the simple stuff that will get you off track, and it's the simple stuff that will get you back on track in every area of life. We touched on it briefly before. I led up a touchdown in the game against Meath over a week ago. And again, okay, that was a simple mistake I made that caused that problem. The solution to making sure it didn't happen again was also very simple. I repositioned myself in my setup. I kind of focused more. Again, and funnily enough, both in the match and out of the match, when I've lost my focus and I've not done the simple things I know I should do and I know I can do to get a result, so when shit goes sideways. And don't get it wrong, lads, shit will go sideways for all of us for eternity. It's our ability to shift back on track. Oh, fucking creaked my neck there. To shift back on track, and to also, we'll go this way, and to also not forget what you were saying on the video as the car crosses by, to get back on track and effectively become unbeatable, where when life throws shit at you, or even better, when you manage to throw your own shit at you, you're able to kind of say, right, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move on. So today's a reset day, and tomorrow will be a reset day, and the day after will be a reset day, and every day when I wake up, I have a set list of things to do. And I train in the morning because it puts me in a position of power. It shifts my state mentally. I do a lot of my stuff in the morning, my study, my meditation, my training, my F5 work, all done as early as I can, because I know as the day goes on, things are going to happen that are going to cause me to slip and slide and become distracted, and put me off track with it. And again, simple stuff gets you off track, simple stuff gets you back on track to get... Again, you even see our conversations. These videos, the Facebook Lives, the Coach Gaff podcast over on iTunes, you'll see how a conversation will start up and then all of a sudden look, woo, fuck, going off in a completely different direction. And that's just because simple things just distract you, but also simple things can get you back on track as well. No, fuck it, we'll just keep going where we are. So, like nutritionally, was at a communion and a christening, and was out Saturday night. Again, nutritionally, came off track. So yesterday, stayed a little off track, was just fucking wrecked, which is a bullshit excuse for not sticking to nutrition. I was wrecked, like fuck's sake. Just, you aren't committed. So whenever you find yourself with an excuse for why you didn't do something, or why you did something fucking stupid, or why you did something that kept you from moving forward to your goals, instead of saying, oh, well, I wasn't committed, or I was this, I was that, then you say, I just wasn't committed. You were committed to taking the action to get the result. And that's all it comes down to. I'm committed to my training. I'm committed to doing the work and to moving forward, progressing forward. And that's something that, again, something small and simple. Don't worry about how often or how frequent or how big your steps or leaps of progress may be. Just make sure, as your steps of action should be, just worry that they're moving you in the right direction. If a situation occurs, are you responding better to it now than you have in the past? Or are you still responding the same way as you had before? Quick check on the comments. Mac, John Smart, what's going on, lads? And actually, Mac, this lesson is fucking right up your alley. So, again, it comes down to commitment. Everyone's going to be tired. Everyone's going to be, not motivated, not inspired, not on fire to go and do shit. But it's just fucking going and doing it. Like, Jesus Christ. Like I said, when I look back at how far the gym has come, and myself has come in the 4 years, like, there was a long window of time when the only direction we were going, we were regressing. And then again, it sets us up then to bounce back and to come back a bit better. But once you're making forward progress with something, and that's all you need to worry about. Just that every day you're logging what you need to log, and it can be across any situation. It can be your training, it can be your nutrition, it can be your mindset. And if I had to rank them in order of preference, mindset, training, nutrition, in that order. Get your mind right, get that 6 inches in between here, right, okay. Then get your training right, put yourself in a position of power physically, okay, get a bit of a sweat on. And even today, like with this, where's somebody bringing a bottle of water which on a run is that when you finish it halfway around, you still have to carry the fucking thing the rest of the way. So you're going and let's get the next one. So, like, what are you committed to? What are you going and doing? And so mindset, training, nutrition. Because if you can get 2 of them right, that's easy. Get a bit of a sweat on. All right. I didn't run the distance here. I've racked up. Let me check. Checking the stopwatch. Click. That's really close to my face. 8,500 steps in the walk we've just done there. Okay. And it's just walking. That's all it fucking is, lads. It's literally putting one foot in front of the other until you get to the destination you're trying to get to. I didn't know where I was stopping today. I just knew where I was fucking starting. And how familiar does that piece of information sound? Every single one of us watching this, live or not, we all know exactly where we start because it's where we currently are. Do we know where we're going? Not necessarily, but we certainly know the direction we're trying to go in, which is forward. It's a progressive direction. No one's trying to make a load of effort to shift sideways. I'm going to go from this situation to an extremely similar situation. It's to progress to a better situation. It's to progress out of a negative situation. And it's not always easy. Sometimes it's just about holding your hands up and saying, yeah, I fucked up. You fucked up your nutrition the weekend. That's fine. Guess what? Just get back on track. Do something today. Nutrition, very straightforward. Either stay within your calories or just make sure that you're adding in something you should have added in, or you're removing something you should have removed. But again, the mindset, guys, is huge. Again, if you get your state right, you're more likely to stay committed to things. We spoke about leverage at the start of this video. Fuck me, it's warm. Spoke about leverage at the start of the video. And leverage is the reason why we do something. And yeah, you know, to be a better person is probably my ultimate leverage, but that's also super vague. Super vague. So, and also like being a better dad, doing things for Freya, being a better coach, you know, being better is the leverage. And when we forget the leverage, we generally don't take the action. And when we don't take the action, we don't get the result. And when we don't get the result, because we didn't take the action, we can't really bitch and moan about it too much. Even though it's really easy to bitch and moan about it, because, you know, it's really easy to blame other people. I could have blamed other people for the touchdown. It was a mistake I made. You know, yes, the chap I was marking made a good move. But again, like that, you shift off track, shift back on very quickly. He didn't catch another ball all fucking game after that. So that was coming up to half time. He didn't catch anything. And there's two other teammates that came at my side. They caught fucking nothing either. Okay? A very simple thing, because I focused more. I made sure, you know, making mistakes happen. Just don't make the same mistake twice, because then you're not learning. And if you're not learning, you know, you're not progressing. And if we've learned anything from this video, progress is what we're looking for here. I've no idea how long I've gone on this thing, but fuck it. So just, it's really easy. Like, what are we? We're 29th of May today. A full year since my first game. So we got all of June, all of July, all of August, all of September, all of October, November. You see where we're going with this. And all of December left in the year. It's loads of fucking time. There's a truck, don't get run over. Loads of fucking time. Loads of fucking time. But only if you start like now. You know, it's really easy now. Like June bank holidays, the weekend coming up. We have a match in Galway. We're away. Bus trip over. Bus trip back. You know, woo, long weekend, cool. Sure, go and have a few drinks, absolutely. But if you know now that you're heading out in 7 days' time to go on the lash, just make sure you balance your nutrition this side of the week, so you're getting your shit together and you're not completely, switch hands, so you're not completely fucking shooting yourself in the foot. Because like, if you sat down with a calendar or a diary and you marked out, okay, well, here are all the events that are coming up, here are all of the things that are happening, you'd realize that, wow, there is so much more time. And if over a 14-day window you can make sure that 11 of them are fully on track, or like, and by fully on track, like, we're talking like maybe 85% compliant, which is still a huge amount, because so many of us are floating around like the 30, 40, 50% compliant area. That's fucking loads and loads and loads. That's such a big gap of time. Oh, there's people playing golf. But so it's one of those things where just a fucking golf cart is a great idea. But so like, you know in advance, all right, June bank holiday weekend, this is coming up. I knew at the weekend, I knew I had the christening, I knew I had the communion, so I knew I'd probably having food, a couple of drinks, stuff that isn't really a part of the overall plan. So it's a very easy solution. Make sure Monday through Friday, and even Monday through Friday, things are on track, and get back with it. There's nothing overly glamorous or sexy about that. Oh, this is the system to win by. This is the system to succeed with. It's just a case of going and doing it, and doing it day in and day out. No one is too busy to make the investment. Yes, I've just done a 90-minute walk. I'm not going to do a 90-minute walk every day. I'll probably only end up doing it on Monday, really, the day of the conference call. I can put my headphones in, go walk, go do it. It was also extra appealing because the sun's out. I can even out my tan. Also, getting out physically, out from the town, out from home, just a big open space. Just going to whisper because the golf people are about to take a shot over here. I don't want to shout, be that dickhead that shouts when people are playing golf. But it's okay because he took a shot and he missed it, so it's fine. It's fine. But that's pretty much it, folks. Just like, sliding and drifting will happen. Okay? It's going to happen. Alright? Shit is going to go sideways. But what are you doing when it happens? when your life goes into a drift, when your life starts to slide, when shit starts to go sideways, what are you doing? Are you being committed to getting yourself back on track? And it's not even like the goal doesn't matter. The goal isn't the thing you're working towards. The goal isn't the thing that you need. What it is that it's who do I need to become to make this happen? And that's where the leverage is. You know, I need to become this type of person that does these things day in and day out. And when I do these things day in and day out, I become this person. And when I become this person, I get to achieve X, Y, and Z in my life repeatedly. I suppose that's one of the main things, is that, you know, why just do something for like short-term diets, or, you know, I'm getting ready for a wedding, or getting ready for whatever, where they're all just things that they're not long-lasting. Life is long-lasting. Life is going to continue going on. So I'm sure it makes sense to more than just me, where, okay, I'm going to do this thing because I want to be better, I want to be healthier, I want to be fitter every single fucking day. And not just, I'm going to kill myself for about 6 weeks, look all right on holidays, and then like not give a fuck after that. It's really easy to do like a sustainable system, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. We're getting the finger out of our arse nutritionally now with a few things too. But look, gonna wrap it there, folks, because I'm rambling like fuck yet again. And I will, Jim, what's going on, dude? So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the long and short of it, or the extra long if you're me. That's not a penis joke. That's a like time management joke. There's fucking sheep everywhere in the fucking car, lads. Right, guys, so don't forget, it's only the end of May. There's loads of time left to go and do it. Like, I've seen firsthand what I've done from a business side of things in 6 months. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Now let's kick on. And you can do the same. I've seen what I've done 30, 35 days with my own training, with my own nutrition, with my own physique. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's kick on. You know, you don't have to wait for New Year's or your birthday or for a Monday or whatever. All we have is today. That's all we need to worry about. Just, I'm going to do shit today, and then tomorrow, which will be today then, I'm going to do that shit too. That's it, guys. It really is that simple. Now to find the stop button and hit. Missed it. There we go.